Hello friends, welcome to Mind Matters. I am Anjan Muralidharan. This is part 4 of the series, Human Mind. If you haven't watched the previous 3 episodes, please watch it before watching this video. The links are provided in the description box. I'm excited to announce that, starting today, we will be focusing on some important aspects that will help us better understand ourselves and pave the way for personal growth. Join us as we explore ways to improve ourselves and achieve our goals. In the previous episode, we explored the belief system and the various levels of understanding, namely Adhama, Madhyama, and Uttama, through the story of the elephant and the blind men. We also examined 2 types of conditioning, classical and operant conditioning.
Hi. From the previous episode, we can learn some takeaway points on how our minds can be conditioned. These include repetition. We are now aware that our mind is constantly processing information and forming patterns. Right? Through the repetition of thoughts and beliefs, our minds can be conditioned to develop new habits and ways of thinking. Essentially, conditioning is the process by which we learn and develop patterns of behavior and thought through exposure to certain ideas or experiences over time. This can happen through socialization, education, or media. Positive conditioning can lead to the development of new skills or the formation of healthy habits. For example, if you repeatedly practice a certain skill, such as playing an instrument or speaking a new language, your brain will become conditioned to perform that skill more efficiently and effectively. On the other hand, negative conditioning can lead to harmful patterns and habits. For example, if you repeatedly expose yourself to negative thoughts or beliefs, your mind can become conditioned to think and act in negative ways, which can lead to anxiety, depression, or other mental health issues.
Yes. And after repetition, what is the next takeaway point from previous episodes?
Next is association. The mind can also form associations between different experiences or ideas. For example, imagine that every time you eat your favorite type of chaat, you feel happy and satisfied. Over time, your mind forms an association between the taste of the chaat and positive emotions. Now, whenever you smell or see that type of chaat, you feel a sense of joy and anticipation. On the other hand, suppose you got into a car accident on a rainy day. After the accident, every time it rains, you feel anxious and nervous. The sound of rain and the sight of wet roads now trigger negative feelings in you due to the association with the traumatic event. Then, we observed that the mind can be conditioned through rewards and punishments. Being rewarded for a certain behavior or belief increases the likelihood of its repetition, while being punished for a certain behavior or belief decreases the likelihood of its repetition. From the earlier episodes, we are now aware that emotions can also play a role in conditioning the mind. When we experience a strong emotional response to something, it can become ingrained in our memory and influence our thoughts and behaviors in the future.
Thanks for the recap. There are some more emotions that we will be covering later on, since those emotions are very subtle in nature and forms the basis of how we view and interact with our environment. Building on our previous exploration of belief systems and conditioning, we will now turn our attention to the next crucial component of personal growth and development: the mindset. Have you ever stopped to think about how your mindset shapes your life? Our mindset is basically the collection of beliefs and attitudes that shape the way we think, feel, and act in response to the world around us. It's a fundamental aspect of our personal growth and development, as it can influence everything from our ability to handle challenges to our capacity for happiness and success. In this video, we will explore the different types of mindsets and provide some practical strategies for cultivating a more positive and resilient outlook on life. Our mindset is essentially the lens through which we view the world, shaped by a wide range of factors, including our upbringing, experiences, beliefs, and values. There are different types of mindsets that people may adopt, but 2 of the most common are growth mindsets and fixed mindsets. Before we delve into the details, let me share a beautiful story with you that one of my guides told me. In a small town, there lived 2 identical twins, Jay and Vijay. Their father, unfortunately, was a chronic alcoholic, and both the twins grew up witnessing their father's daily drunkenness. As they grew up, Jay followed in their father's footsteps, becoming an alcoholic himself and sinking heavily into debt. On the other hand, Vijay chose a different path, becoming a successful entrepreneur. A common friend, who knew both the twins and had seen their lives unfold, was curious to know what led to their divergent paths. When the friend asked Jay about his situation, Jay replied that it was natural for him to become an alcoholic, given that his father was also an alcoholic. Jay also added that his father was very strict and wanted them to study hard so that they would not end up like him. But how could his father expect them to study hard and be strict, while he himself was a dropout from school and drowning in a financial crisis? Jay felt that it was a hypocritical expectation from his father. However, when the friend posed the same question to Vijay, his answer was surprising. Vijay said that it was natural for him not to become an alcoholic like his father, simply because he decided to take a different path than his father. Like Jay, Vijay also shared that his father was very strict and wanted them to study hard so that they would not end up like him. Vijay understood his father's concern for them and the helplessness of their situation, and he also understood the consequences of their situations. And so, Vijay decided to break the pattern. This tale of the two twins goes to show how two people with identical genes and circumstances can end up in completely opposite destinies. Jay had a fixed mindset, believing that he had no control over his circumstances and was not capable of change. Vijay, on the other hand, had a growth mindset, understanding that there were many things he could control and change in his life. A growth mindset is one in which you believe that your abilities and qualities can be developed over time through effort, perseverance, and learning from mistakes. In contrast, a fixed mindset is one in which you believe that your abilities and qualities are largely predetermined and cannot be changed to any significant degree. I hope you recall, in our previous episode, we had seen the little Albert experiment and how little Albert was conditioned to fear through classical conditioning. Well, in a way, this story of the twins relate to the little Albert experiment, which shows how our conditioned mindset can shape our beliefs and behaviors. In the experiment, a baby was conditioned to fear a rat, while in this story, one twin conditioned himself to become an alcoholic and the other to avoid it. A fixed mindset comes from the Adhama level of understanding mentioned in the previous episode. When confronted with an obstacle, our minds often default to thoughts like, "This is too hard for me," or "I can't do it." But this is simply a mindset that we have learned over time. From a young age, we are told by the world around us that we can't do certain things or that they are too difficult for us. As a result, we learn to limit ourselves and our abilities. However, a rare few are lucky enough to grow up with positive reinforcement, being encouraged with phrases like, "Go ahead and try it," or "You have got this, I know, you can do it." These small but powerful differences in upbringing can shape our mindset and ultimately determine whether we see obstacles as challenges to overcome or insurmountable barriers. Let's see the common symptoms of people with a fixed mindset and growth mindset. People with fixed mindsets avoid challenges because they fear failure. They are not receptive to feedback that is intended to help them improve or make progress in a certain area. They may be resistant to suggestions or dismissive of other people's opinions. They believe that their abilities and intelligence are fixed and cannot be changed. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset embrace challenges and see them as opportunities for growth. They are open to feedback and view it as an opportunity for growth and development. They actively seek out input and are willing to consider different perspectives in order to improve themselves or their work. They believe that their abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort and practice. People with fixed mindsets often give up easily when faced with obstacles. They tend to focus on their limitations. They view effort as a sign of weakness. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset persist in the face of obstacles and setbacks. They focus on their strengths and the potential for growth and improvement. They view effort as a necessary ingredient for success. People with fixed mindsets tend to be defensive and closed-minded. They avoid taking risks. They seek constant validation from others. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset are open-minded and receptive to new ideas and perspectives. They are willing to take calculated risks. They are self-motivated and seek intrinsic validation. People with fixed mindsets often blame others or external factors for their failures. They also feel bitter and envious of the success of others. They refuse to learn from their mistakes. On the other hand, people with a growth mindset take responsibility for their actions and outcomes. They celebrate the success of others. And most importantly, they focus on the process rather than just the end result.
I think that the main differentiating factor is willingness. Correct?
Absolutely. What sets these mindsets apart is a simple yet powerful word: willingness. Yes, everything starts with you. Your skills and knowledge are important. But they are just the starting point. To make things happen, you need to put in the effort and have the willpower to push through challenges and setbacks. Willingness is a part of our attitude. A positive attitude fuels the willingness to succeed, while a negative attitude extinguishes the flames of ambition. Another powerful word after willingness is adaptability. Do you know the amazing fact about the dinosaurs and the cockroaches?
Hey? I didn't get what you are trying to say. Dinosaurs and cockroaches? How are they related? And what have they got to do with adaptability?
Well, did you know that dinosaurs and cockroaches are two fascinating species that have both lived millions of years ago and yet faced vastly different fates? While dinosaurs have long been extinct, having disappeared around 66 million years ago, cockroaches are still thriving today, with over 4,500 known species spread across the globe. So, what is the key to the cockroaches' incredible survival tactics? It is the adaptability of these little creatures. These hardy insects are known for their ability to survive in a wide range of environments, from tropical rainforests to deserts, and can withstand extreme temperatures, radiation exposure, and even being submerged in water for long periods of time. They are also highly adaptable to changes in their environment, such as shifts in temperature, food availability, or the presence of predators. In contrast, the dinosaurs were two large and highly specialized creatures that were adapted to very specific environments and ways of life. As the Earth's climate and ecosystem changed over time, many species of dinosaurs were unable to adapt to these new conditions and eventually went extinct. When the asteroid hit the Earth, the cockroaches could hide, burying themselves deep below the ground. The dinosaurs, on the other hand, couldn't do so due to their large size. Two species with remarkable abilities have taught us a powerful lesson. That adaptability is the key to surviving and thriving for generations to come. Cockroaches are an excellent example of a species that has successfully adapted to changing conditions, while the fate of the dinosaurs serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of being too specialized or inflexible in a rapidly changing world.
Awesome. Then tell me, what are the first steps to transforming from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset?
Step 1. Recognize when you are stuck in a fixed mindset. Are you telling yourself that you are just not good at something? That you'll never be able to achieve your goals? It's time to reframe those thoughts and start believing in yourself. You are capable of greatness, and with a growth mindset, you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Step 2. Acknowledge the negative impact that your fixed mindset is having on your life. Is it holding you back from taking risks or trying new things? It's time to take back control. Step 3. Challenge your fixed mindset by adopting a growth mindset. Embrace challenges and see them as opportunities for growth. Focus on effort and the process rather than just the outcome. Step 4. View mistakes and setbacks as learning opportunities. Seek out feedback and be open to criticism. Practice self-compassion and, most importantly, avoid negative self-talk. Step 5. Cultivate a sense of purpose and focus on your values. And finally, celebrate your progress and achievements. You have the power within you to create the life you have always wanted. So, let's take that first step together and shift from a fixed to a growth mindset. Join us and be part of the movement. We will continue our journey in the episodes to come. And this journey has just begun. And there is much more to come. So stay tuned. This is Anjan Muralidharan signing off. If you have liked this video, please do subscribe to this channel and like and share the videos. Have a great day ahead.